Good evening, VV Nation. Welcome to the channel. My name is Ryan. Always a pleasure giving you these 6 p.m. videos. Happy Friday. It's going to be a good weekend, right? We're going into the weekend with a strong market sentiment. I see the major indices right now shortly after the market open. Positive day today in the market, right? We're all waiting to see which way the market direction goes based upon those interest rate decisions by the Federal Reserve on Wednesday. But it looks like the market is notching a gain to the upside. So that being said, with that information in hand, we're going to jump into the VectorVest 7 system tonight. I'm actually going to show you the top 5 rated stocks in the NASDAQ 100. So if you like the NASDAQ 100 stocks and you're thinking about adding some stocks to your portfolio while the market is still rising, these picks might just be for you. And as I was glancing over the stocks that came in the list here, it does look like semiconductors are coming back in the picture, AI back in the forefront of investors' enthusiasm. So let's go ahead and jump into software and show you the stocks that I'm speaking of. All right, we're in the VectorVest 7 software, and look what we got here, the top 5 of the NASDAQ 100. You see a common theme here? All in the semiconductor space. The usual suspects are back at the top of the list here: NVIDIA, Broadcom, AMD, SMCI, Micron. Just looking at price action today, big movers to the upside. Big move right now is going to be AMD along with SMCI. Now let's take a look if there's some value with these positions. Again, this is not a price target. This is not what we feel the stock is going to. This is just what we feel the stock is intrinsically worth. So NVIDIA currently trading at 145. It is undervalued, 167. It's getting close to its valuation. Broadcom overvalued, 249 compared to 177. AMD still undervalued here at 132, creeping up to its evaluation to 147. Supermicro, same scenario. Even Micron itself undervalued compared to 178. I know semiconductors have had a rough last 12 months for the most part, but you can see some valuation picks here with momentum to the upside. So I just wanted to have these on your radar. Now, if we take a look at RVRS, again, this is our fundamental indicators. RV looks at long-term price appreciation potential compared to an alternative investment in a AAA corporate bond, right? So if you're more of a buy and hold type of investor, ideally you'd like to have a strong RV rating above 1. And all of these qualify here. These are very strong ratings across the board, some of the highest numbers in the database in general. Even looking at safety here, another fundamental indicator. Look, favorable safety ratings for these picks. RT, that's the short-term price trend. It looks like the magnitude of that short-term price trend all up right now, showing momentum for the bulls. Now, these stocks are in order by VST. That's overall value, safety, and timing. So out of the 100 stocks in the NASDAQ 100, these are the top 5 based off of these attributes. Now, if we notice the CI ratings mixed here, a lot of them unfavorable. A lot of these stocks are failing to hit new highs, such as NVIDIA, AMD, right? It's been a while since they've hit a new high. That's why their CI ratings are less than 1. So that would be my one cautionary tale. A lot of these companies on this list, other than Broadcom, are still struggling to regain some of the losses we've seen over the last 6 to 9 months. Now, if we look at forecasted data, there's not too many industries in the market right now that's going to give you phenomenal forecasted data such as this. And with all 5 of these stocks showing a buy rating within the VectorVest 7 system, let's go ahead and jump in the charts and see if there's any potential for profit with these positions. First up, we've got NVIDIA on the list here. I've talked about this descending channel for quite some time. Broke out of that descending channel, broke out of this resistance zone that I had here, but I also did have resistance zone around 142, breaking above that as of today, showing some confirmation of hitting a new 3-month high here at 146.20. But on top of that, look, price action on the rise, valuation of NVIDIA on the rise. Nice, strong buy rating now for the last month and a half. Now, the only thing I am concerned here, forecasted data, growth rate and sales growth rate are on the decline, right? You see the growth rate in earnings at 39%, sales growth rate at 69%. Those are phenomenal numbers, but they are on the decline. But with price action, with the momentum to the upside right now, no real concern. All the moving averages in our favor. As long as price action stays above that 20-day EMA, I'm not going to be too concerned for the bulls. Now, here's a stock that's garnered a lot of attention lately, hitting a new all-time high just a few weeks ago, coming in at 265.43. We can see price action on the rise, ahead of our moving averages, but look over the last few trading sessions. We are seeing upper wicks here with some consolidation, some indecision here, but today, bearish engulfing candlestick shaping up as of now. But hey, price action As long as it stays above that 20-day EMA, maybe look for a pivot here. If you're thinking of some kind of entry on Broadcom, look for a pivot, some kind of confirmation afterwards. The only concern I have here with Broadcom is just overvalued right now. There's a lot of good value plays in the semiconductor space. So if you're looking for value, probably focus on some other ones. But if you're looking for momentum, hey, we still got it right here. A little bit of a halt right now. That's what I'm saying. Wait for that pivot. If you're in it, get defensive if price action breaks below that 20-day EMA, especially if you're a shorter term, or if you're just looking for a swing trade here. Growth rate and earnings on the rise, actually. I do like that, coming in at 26%. Sales growth rate, 20%. Those numbers are not as phenomenal as NVIDIA's, plus NVIDIA being undervalued. It's going to take my pick over Broadcom, at least for right now. Here we've got AMD. Another one where it's undervalued. Price action below our valuation, both on the rise. Nice, strong buy rating, growth rate, and earnings coming in at 26%. Sales growth rate, 36%. I do like the sales growth rate outpacing earnings growth rate. Again, sales is going to be the fuel for the engine. The growth rate is the engine, right? That engine is going to drive the stock price higher. So you need sales to outpace earnings growth rates. Just a good thing to see when it comes to forecasted data. But hey, look, the stock hitting a new high as of today, coming in around 132. So the momentum is there for the bulls. You can see the 3 above the 8, both above the 20. We got a trend line here. Unless price action breaks this trend line, which is going to be right around the 20-day EMA, I would play it to the upside. If it breaks it, get defensive, especially if you're a shorter term trader. Now, if you plan on holding AMD for a while, stick to the stop that you have in place already. Here we've got SMCI, a little bit different of a story here. You see valuation on the decline, but it looks like it's trying to turn around over the last few trading sessions here. Valuation starting to rise a little bit. We do have a buy rating here, but SMCI, I mean, a lot of consolidation, sideways movement here. If you want some confirmation on this, we are getting a little bit of early confirmation, a little breakout here, but giving up some of those gains. Now, if you want the confirmation, I would take out this prior high here coming in at 47.80. Right now we're at 45.48, not too far off from it. But with the moving averages starting to get in a bullish manner here, it's showing us some early potential for a nice swing trade to the upside. But the only thing concerned here, look, both forecasted data, growth rate and sales growth rate on the decline. Growth rate coming in at 30%, sales growth rate faltering and now lower than the earnings growth rate at just 19%. Now, other than AMD and NVIDIA, Micron, put it on your radar. I'm telling you right now, valuation on the rise, price action on the rise. My favorite chart pattern. So simple, but yet so effective. Nice, strong buy rating, right? We see a new 3-month high coming here. A little bit of rejection from that 3-month high, but the 3 is still above the 8. So the short-term momentum to the upside, price action above the 20-day EMA. Look at the growth rate and earnings, 36%. Sales growth rate faltered a little bit, was around 80%, dropped down to 38%. So I'd like to see that sales growth rate tick back up, outpace earnings growth rate. But other than that, these stocks in general look phenomenal. Some great opportunities shaping up here. Some already in the midst of those opportunities, right? SMCI, we'll see if we can take out that prior swing high. We're getting a little bit of the breakout right now. So I just wanted to put these stocks on your radar. But more importantly, guess what? They're all semiconductors. So the enthusiasm, the AI hype is coming back into the semiconductor stocks. We've seen that over the last few months here. So I wanted to put these stocks on your radar. So if you're looking for great picks out of the NASDAQ 100, here's 5 picks to consider. Now, if you enjoyed tonight's presentation, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Have a great weekend, and I'll touch base with you Monday.